Hello, I'm Mark Holodick, Senior Leadership Specialist with the Delaware Academy for School Leadership at the University of Delaware. And I'm happy today to introduce you to the book called The Deepest Well, Healing the Long-Term Effects of Childhood Adversity by Dr. Nadine Burke Harris, who is a pediatric clinician in San Francisco. And she provides the reader with eye-opening information that she shares, does so through a number of her patients' stories, patients who are most often children, but she also shares how when those children grow into adolescence, young adults, and adulthood, how adverse childhood experiences, also known as ACEs, continue to impact their lives. And she does a great deal of research on this particular topic, specifically the trauma and the many forms of trauma that children experience, and often the very difficult situation that it puts them in, not only at the time, but then continues to follow them throughout their lives. She also connects research to these individuals and even their communities, specifically looking at communities of color, communities with high rates of poverty, and how those communities are often most at risk, if you would. Now, she also makes it very clear, mind you, in this book that everyone has ACEs. And in fact, at the end of the book, there's a survey that everyone would take, and it gives you a score, an ACEs score. And I think it's important to know that there is no one who is not susceptible to some form of an adverse childhood experience, but of course some more than others. And for educators in particular, I think this book is incredibly helpful in that it provides a foundation for understanding why so many of our students come into schools with struggles, whether that be a struggle in the area of academics, attendance, the way they might behave, but it provides a foundation for understanding that something is happening. And I think all educators are aware of that and knowledgeable that experiences at home affect school. But this book really looks at it from more of a clinical standpoint, but does a really nice job of connecting it to real life experiences. And then finally, I think the timing of this read is incredibly valuable as we hopefully come to the end of what appears to be COVID-19 and entering a school year in 2021-22, where so many of our students will be coming back having experienced terrible trauma in their lives, in the worst case scenarios where they've actually lost family and friends, loved ones, folks who cared for them, through families that have struggled with finances, housing, and so many other things that have been brought on by this terrible pandemic. So in reading the book, it helps one understand what those students and also so many of their colleagues, staff members, have experienced, and not just through COVID, but pre-COVID, and how all of those experiences, those adverse experiences impact one's ability to be successful in school, and also sheds a lot of light on what kind of supports can be provided, the patience and empathy that's needed from leaders. So for the leaders who are watching this video, I would encourage you to read it, get an understanding, a real firm understanding of the various adverse childhood experiences, and as a leader, what you can do to best support your students, your staff, and your communities. Thank you for listening.
Thanks for checking out Dazzle Reads. What book or blog have you recently read that you recommend we check out next? Comment below. Learn more about Dazzle by visiting our website at www.dazzle.udel.edu or check us out on Twitter at @UD_Dazzle. See you next time.